The debt in the borough of Belmar is split between different pots. So in other words, we did a bond ordinance for $5 million for what you call groundwater. That's paid for by ratepayers. That's all of us in town who use water.
And we're happy to do so.
That's not property taxes. You understand? The next one is the beach utility. The beach utility is money that's generated from the sale of beach badges and other revenue generated there, leases, some parking revenue, things like that. Then there's the current fund. Now, the other thing you're mixing in here, which is really disingenuous, is debt from the school, which none of us have any authority over whatsoever.
At what point did I bring in the school?
That's the only way you get the 48 million.
I'm sorry?
That's the only way you get the 48 million.
Not
So-
on my list.
So then there's the current fund. Now, prior to Sandy, the current fund was at $11,100,000.
The municipal fund?
The current fund, not, remember, we're talking different pots. You want to know how it's going to get paid for, I'm going to explain how it gets paid for. Part gets paid for by the water bills that we pay. Part gets paid for by the beach badge revenue that us and people through middle-class families throughout the state of New Jersey, New York, the rest of the country come and pay. And then there's the current fund, which the residential and commercial property taxpayers pay. Before Sandy, it was 11.1. When all is said and done, that will be at 15.6. So that's what is on, not 48 million, it's 15 million that is being paid for with property tax revenue. Now, we put a large part against that this year. We really increased in our budget our payment to principal. Our principal payment on debt this year was $3.3 million, probably the largest we've ever had. Because as we're incurring this debt, we're trying to pay it down as quickly as possible. But if you have any other questions, I would.
You don't like those answers?
I would suggest
I just don't understand them because they didn't add up to even 20 million that I asked.
Because it's in different sections. There's
Right, because
So, but
the
none will
beach
be.
department, the water department, and municipal department, and the school budget. It all adds up totally, but as far as your municipal taxes, we owe, as Matt was just saying, now it's up to $15 million, but to start the year before the storm, it was $11 million.
Okay, so we owe $15 million. We only owe $15 million, give or take, in municipal taxes that could possibly be equated to a real estate tax increment? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that about 15.6 million will be paid for out of the current fund in the Belmar budget. The current fund itself is made up from residential, commercial, property taxes, rents. You know, I think a couple of years ago we talked about how we're bringing in Chefs International for the marina. They're going to pay us $235,000 a year in rent, increasing at 3% a year. Over the full term, it's about 26 million. Money like that goes against the debt. So if we do a private-public partnership, when we do pilot payments like we do at 8th and Main, which is again payment in lieu of taxes, that goes to pay down that debt as well.
Okay, and I promise this will be the last thing I say.
Okay, because you're,
I promise.
all right.
So according to what you've just told me, if I understand correctly, we really can't expect any increase in our real estate taxes, and we have like the perfect utopia town here, because every other town that went through Sandy is really struggling, and their taxes are going up, and they had a bond for really important things, which they were kind of happy to pay for because they want their town back, like I do, but that's not happening to us.
Since I've been mayor, the three budgets that we've introduced and the council's passed had no tax increase 3 years in a row. If you're asking me, is it our goal to keep taxes flat for next year? Absolutely. My take on taxes is not to raise them until you absolutely, positively have to. And if we don't have to, why would we? Now, part of that extra $5 million, 1.7 or 1.8, whatever it was, is for those pipes on Silver Lake. So if we're able to get some money from DEP, let's say we get 500,000, that pays that down. So we're going to be aggressive about trying to get money outside of Belmar. But you know, after we recover from the storm, you have to add that on. Does that mean we're going to increase taxes? Absolutely not. No.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See another, take a motion to close the public portion adjourned.
I'll second.